Hey y'all, welcome to the Style Chronicles. I wanted to share my haircut with you guys as well as some stuff that I was sent by Soap and Glory. So let me go ahead and get started. I did have my stylist leave the front pretty long. This is the length that I had. I just had her trim it up because I really do like a sharp angle in my hair. And then the back she trimmed all this up. So this was kind of just scraggly and going everywhere, and now it's all nice and neat and back into the bob shape that I like. And I've decided that this is just the best hairstyle for me. It makes the most sense. I don't have to work too hard to style it, and I can work out as many times a day as I want. Right now I'm doing 2 a days, and it's not a hassle. It doesn't take me an hour to fix it after I work out in the morning and then an hour to fix it in the evening. So it's easier by far. And then with my 3 kids, it's like we're always so crazy going everywhere anyway that it always looks neat and put together like this. And I like it. I feel my hair feels healthy. I feel good. I feel put together. And so I just like the length. Eventually I think I will probably grow it out maybe about this long all the way around. But right now I'm really liking the well-kept kind of clean look that it gets after I cut it. So my hairstylist, her name is Kelly. She's at TNT in Pasadena on Fairmont, which is a little further than I would prefer to drive because I don't live anywhere near Pasadena. I'm Houston, Texas. Pasadena is kind of like a little city on the outskirts of Houston. There's Pasadena, Pearland, Friendswood, Webster. There's like all these areas, Katy. There's all these places outside of Houston. But it's in Pasadena. It's TNT Hair Salon, and they do the absolute best job. And they are a Paul Mitchell salon. So if you'll remember from a couple of years ago, I would only go to a Paul Mitchell school to have my hair cut because they knew the cuts so well. This is a Paul Mitchell salon, so they know the techniques, they know the cuts, they know the style, and they're like rated number 2 in the country. So I really do enjoy going to them. They're fun. My hairstylist is a blast. She's beautiful, and she's got this long, that's the only time I ever really feel like I want long hair is when I see her, because her hair is so long and beautiful, and she's always doing awesome things to it. And then I come home, and I'm like, yeah, this is me. I can't deal with long hair. When I had extensions in, I wore them for a week every single day, and they were the clip-ins. I would put them in the morning because my son was like, am I ever going to see you with long hair, Mommy? So I did it, and they liked it, but my daughter kept saying, you look old, like you don't look like you. And then my son eventually was like, okay, I don't like long hair anymore. You can take them out. I like your short hair. I like it better. It looks more like Mommy. And then my husband was like, you look like a crunchie. And that's his term for hippie. It's my term too. We call hippies crunchies. Cause you look like you don't take showers. And that was that long hair. And he's like, you look like a crunchie. So that, and I'm not saying people with long hair look like they don't take showers. It was just the way that they were falling, and then I was constantly pulling them back like this. And what's the point of having long hair and extensions if you're just going to want to do this the whole time? And that's what I was doing. I was pulling it back with a clip or putting it in a ponytail because it was just in the way constantly. And I was hot. I was like, I can't deal. So I'm just going to do the short hair thing because it's just more me. So there's the angles. You guys can see it. And right now I have, it's T53, the Feria T53 shade, which is tortoiseshell brown. I stick with a cool tone brown when I color my hair, and I do it myself. The reason I stick with a cool tone is because I have a lot of red in my hair naturally. My dad was a redhead growing up. My kids have very blonde. My husband's red, so they get a lot of that from him too. But my mom has black hair, and my dad has reddish blonde kind of hair. And so my hair pulls very, very red regardless of what I dye it. And the cool tone browns tone that red down a lot. Now eventually it will fade back into a red shade, but initially it's a real pretty kind of cool brown. And then this is kind of midway through the fading process. This is about 3 months, and I do have some growth. I have some grays that grow in, but nothing that I need to cover immediately. It's just pretty much all this kind of shade that it fades to, and the fade I like because if you can see several colors. Like it doesn't just look like a flat color. When I first dye it, it's pretty flat, but the brown is so rich that it's beautiful. But once it fades into this, you can see a variation of different shades, and so it looks like it's highlighted, but it's not. It's just the fade of the color. Which I get a lot of compliments on because they're like, well, what color are you highlighting with? And I'm like, no, it's just the fade. And then I stick with brown hair. I've been blonde before. The maintenance for me was too much because I am the kind that it has to look perfect all the time. So as soon as I get a little bit of growth, I would be back in my stylist's chair telling her to touch it up. And it's just, that's too much because it's like literally every 2, 3, or 4 weeks that I would have to go get it touched up because I just can't stand, I don't know, I can't stand that maintenance. And then also the blonde would get too chunky, so instead of really thin, I like really, really thin highlights where it looks really natural, not the chunky, highlights. I think that you're just saying fake, fake, fake. So that, and then it would also turn into a shade that I prefer not to have, I guess you could say. So I kind of liked a real cool pale kind of gold shade, and it would become really white. And to me, that's not, it's like, okay, highlight, it just screams highlight, and I'm not there. I'm not there anymore. That was like 90s. I'm not there. So yeah, I just prefer the brown shade. Plus, it makes your hair look naturally shiny. The dark just absorbs light and reflects it so much better than blonde does. So for me, that's part of the reason why it's always so shiny, is just the way that dark hair reflects light. It just does. So it always looks healthy. So that's where I am. And while I was at the stylist, or in my salon, I picked up 2 things. The first is a Paul Mitchell Pro Tools hairbrush. This is the 413 sculpting brush. It had a sticker here, and I'm like, really? I wish there was a sticker there, because now it just looks ugly, so I'm going to be working to get that off. Yeah, so it looks gross. But anyway, it was a price sticker. But it was $8. And the 413 sculpting brush. And they use this to blow your hair dry a lot. I just need it because I do have to brush my hair before I style it. And the brush that I have is a huge brush, and my daughter steals it, so I'm always having to go to her room and like, hey, where's my brush? So that is just her brush now, and this is my brush, and we're just going to keep it like that. So there's that, and it's smaller. The other one is like this. It's a paddle brush, and this one's just better for my hair. The other thing is a brush to, or a comb to flat iron my hair, because when I'm flat ironing, I have the flat iron like this, and when you're pulling it through, I need something to kind of go under there and just help guide my hair through it, because with your fingers, your hair's hot and it ends up burning your hair, your hands. So that's what I do with my flat iron, is I go through like this to flat iron, and this is what I use for that. And the reason why I got this one, it's called a Krest 8000. I saved the package. This was $4, but it's called a Professional Combs, Krest Professional Combs, specialty line, chemical resistant. The reason for this is I've purchased so many combs, like just regular combs or rat tail combs or just combs to use from the drugstore or from H-E-B, and they melt. So when I'm doing this with it and running it through, on both sides, it ends up melting these little bristles, and I don't like that. And then I feel like it's in my hair, the melted wax, and then these are all, I can only get like a week or 2 out of a comb. And so this one, Kelly, my stylist, said would not melt anymore. And I had noticed that when they use their combs to flat iron my hair, they don't melt. So I was like, okay, I need one of your combs. That's what I bought. And then this is, it helps to part. This is actually handy when I do my daughter's hair, because she's really into hairstyling and braiding and all that crazy stuff. So that's what that is. And then, I wanted to share the Soap and Glory things that I was sent from the Mist Me Up collection. Look how beautiful that is. The packaging is just so pretty. So there's that. You know what? I'll share that in another video, because, well, here, I'll show you here. Bam! Look how pretty. Isn't that cool? It says glow before you glow, glow. And then it's got little inserts for spritz of summer. And the first one is, I'll just do video now. Why not, right? The Sugar Crush Body Spray. which these things smell so good. And this is lime and vanilla, and it's musky and just really, really, really pretty. It's kind of lime, ginger, vanilla-y. This is Smoothie Star, and this one smells really good too. It's vanilla with like an almond kind of scent, and they're so pretty in the pictures, and they're so refreshing. Like you can just, I know you smell that. Yeah. And then the last one is the Sugar Rose, or the Original Pink, which is Sugar Rose and Bergamot, which it has a very cologne scent. Bergamot is a very like musky, manly kind of cologne scent, and I think when it's added to women's fragrances like vanilla, it smells so good. So yeah, this is really nice, and it basically is the scent of the Soap and Glory body scrubs, body lotion, the Righteous Butter. It's the same scent that's in there, and it smells so good. It's like jasmine, patchouli, so it's definitely a very like cologne based body spray, but they smell so good. My kids have been fighting over these things because they're so cute for one, and my husband and I like to spray ourselves with something before we walk out the door whenever we're leaving the house to go to work or wherever we're going. So my kids have picked up on that, and they have their own body sprays that we keep by the back door, and so we leave and we're all spraying ourselves, but we smell good. And so these, especially the past couple of days, they have taken a liking to, and they spritz themselves with it, and they smell good everywhere they go. And I do it to my daughter, my Harper, my 1-year-old. I spray the top of her hair after I put her little ponytail up, and the whole day everybody's like, oh, she smells so good. I mean, I go to the Y to work out in the afternoons, and the people that take care of her there are like, she smells amazing every time you bring her. So yeah, there's that, because babies need to smell good, right? I have a lot of baby colognes for that reason. My children have always smelled good because, I don't know, I just funny about that. So yeah, the other thing is the Righteous Butter, which is back here. It's the Righteous Butter Instant Sunkissed Tinted Body Lotion, and it's really, really neat. I have not tried it because you guys know I am pasty, and I like being pasty. My mom and my sister are very olive toned, and they tan so incredibly well in the summer. It looks beautiful, especially like, bronzy and white, like shirts or white shorts. They look gorgeous. I don't tan. I burn. I turn into a lobster in the sun. So I stay out of the sun. I never purposely put myself into the position where I am in the sun and I get burned. So yeah, stay completely away from, I don't know, I don't want to burn. And I feel like going to a tanning salon or tanning on purpose is just so harmful. And more than harmful, I'm lazy about my makeup. I don't want to have to match my neck, my makeup to, I'm like, okay, this is the color that my body is on my face, so that's the color of my foundation. I don't want to have to bronze more or get a different foundation in order to match my body, which would be red if I purposely tanned anyway. So a tanning bed would just turn me orange. Anyway, whatever. Back to the Righteous Butter Sunkissed Tinted Body Lotion, which is pretty cool. It is this funny looking shade of brown, which just looks like something that would come out of Harper's diaper, let's face it. But you rub it in, and it does give you this kind of, I'll put it on half of my hand so you can see it. It gives you kind of a bronzy glow. It makes me look orange, but really pretty. So there is that, and I will list everything that I have on my face down below so that you guys can read and see what it is, and I will talk to you guys later. I gotta go get Harper now because she's awake. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.